The lahar deposits that we see on the Egmont ring plain demonstrate that watery flows of sediment, which can be both sandy or gravelly, have been occurring on not hundreds but thousands of occasions over the build-up of the landmass which now stands above sea level, forming Taranaki. And these events are well known in the historical record. Here in New Zealand, we had the 1953 Tangiwai disaster, when railway carriages were taken up to a kilometre downstream, were filled with passengers, of course, and we have examples of lahars in South America, one in 1860 from Mount Cotopaxi, travelled 120 kilometres to the Pacific shoreline, with just gravity taking it all the way. And so we know these watery flows are capable of transporting very large objects, huge distances, and no piece of infrastructure is immune to them, so that as riverbeds can build up over very short periods of time after one of these events, particularly if you have prolonged rainy weather, they can remove bridges that we saw happen widespreadly in the Philippines after the Mount Pinatubo eruption in 1991, right through to the loss of bridges around Mount St Helens in 1980, in fact. So these are destructive features, and apart from avoiding building infrastructure in the most hazardous channels, then the best thing we can do is to protect the infrastructure with embankments that provide forms of protection, or, as you'll see with the Maui pipeline, all the way from Oanui through to Motunui, these pipelines have been buried under the riverbeds and are therefore less likely to be subjected to lahar damage. So, if we then look at the potential for future volcanic activity in Taranaki, we also have to be alert to any signs of impending arrival of magma towards the Earth's surface. And this is probably where we have some of the best investments for volcanic hazard monitoring, in the form of a seismic network around the mountain, which is designed to detect any volcanic tremor, that is, something which is different to just simply earthquakes caused by fault movements or tectonic earthquakes. And should any volcanic tremor arise on any of these seismographs, we would immediately have information that magma was on the move. And now I'm certain that all the emergency management procedures would immediately go into action to start considering how they would begin their protection processes should that magma make it through to the surface, and then begin providing a hazard, if you like, at the surface that we have to contend with.